a special treat for you today. We have a new house band with a new dimension in rock and roll. We have the one, the only, Dragon Sound!
What's shaking, cats and kittens? Big Daddy Rob Lee here, back in the place to be. This is a different podcast than you're probably usually listening to from me. This one is Let's Watch It Again. It's been a little while, but we're back, and by we, I mean me, and featuring me with more of me. No, I'm here with my man Greg, Just Greg, the lovely and talented Just Greg. Welcome to the pod.
What? Thank you. It's been a while, actually.
Yeah, I don't know when the last one you were on, but
I think it was Rocky 4.
No, maybe
it was either Rocky 4 or Mo Better Blues.
I think it was Mo Better Blues. Yeah.
Mo Better Blues. Yeah.
So I feel like this is a movie where we're going to review is a Miami Connection, right? From now, this is an issue right now, right? I don't know when the movie was released because I've seen 86, I've seen 87, and I've seen 88.
Tubi has it as 88.
But the IMDb has it as 87.
Oh,
and it
Lord.
was filmed in 86.
So we will go with the middle number then.
Let's go with 87.
Okay.
So which would make it its 35th anniversary. So this falls into one of the things that's a tenet of our friendship. We watch shit movies and make fun of them. So if you recall some of the stuff from OSW, a review of Samurai Cop and The Room and things of that nature, this kind of falls into that classification, or even to a degree, fatal deviation. So I'm going to give us the synopsis.
Okay.
It's not great. This is one line. Multinational. No, hold on. Let me stop. Let me stop right there. When I get to a part of this one sentence, right? That you're like, hold the fuck up. Just say, I don't disrespect you, or whatever the fuck he said that dubbed line. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
All right. So when I get to something that's like bullshit, you're like, I don't disrespect you. Multinational martial arts rock band Dragon Sound embarks on a wreck rave of crime-crushing justice, clamping down on Florida's narcotic trade.
I don't respect you.
This is the fucking plot of this. How many buzzwords were in that? Multinational.
Like,
yo. All right. So we by the time we get to this point, right? I'm not even going to start off with trivia because there's so many goddamn observations that we make in the beginning of this movie. I want to start off with observations about this film because it has that. So me and the girl face, we do this thing where when we watch a movie and it has too many production companies, you know it's bad.
Yeah, very much.
I think the new rule is when you have a movie that's already a B movie, this can't be an A movie. It can only be a B movie at its very best, right?
Yeah.
When you have someone who has done too many things in it, like YK Kim, which is a great name, by the way.
You know what his actual name is?
What is it?
Young Cum Kim.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I don't disrespect you. So when you're doing too many things, he's the writer, director. He funded it with his own money.
Yes, he did.
So when you do too many things, you're too invested in it, and then you can't really listen to no. You know what I mean? So it might be me with podcasting. I don't know. Just I'm the producer, I'm the writer, I'm the scheduler. Sometimes I podcast with myself. Why does it look like you're wearing a police uniform, by the way?
That's scary. I meant this is a
yeah. So I'm gonna start off with observations, right?
Okay.
First second of the movie. Once we get past the the production companies, somewhere in Miami, somewhere in fucking Miami is the first thing we see. They're not saying Miami as if we care, right?
Yeah. It's somewhere. We don't know where.
Also, you'll love this right here. it's like Miami only becomes Miami when it's guns and dark when it's dark and guns are afoot.
You know what I instantly said?
What?
These fuckers are still in Orlando, but because it's super dark, you cannot find out that they're still in Orlando.
Look. I wrote this. Clearly, the gang members are music producers.
Yes.
This might be playfully racist, but also it's on point. That was not Coke in that suitcase that under the ramen. That was just MSG because they had fucking ramen in the suitcase. And he was like, "Let me taste this to see if it's pure." I was like, "Look."
Oh my gosh, he was like this.
How many hats were in that scene, by the way?
It's like Rob. What bar?
right. It was just like it was Fedora. You know what it was? It was Gangster Squad, but in Miami.
Yes.
Retirement Gangster Squad.
With Sean Penn still there.
Well, also, because this is not Miami, we'll say it's Miami because, for the show. Why don't I see a black or brown face in an entire gang?
So, I had the same complaints, but then I was like, I do not want a black guy to get killed by a ninja in this movie.
No. You can't be in Miami and not have one Haitian.
I also had another observation, but that's later on in the movie.
Okay, I'm going to keep going.
Okay,
you might find this funny. Yoshito is a musician. Is a magician. He lights boards on fire. They do that intro montage before he breaks it's like he's going, wah, yeah.
Back is my day. Ninja's my night.
Why is Miami really Orlando? Now, because I'm a black guy, right? I'm going to start saying things about hair.
Oh my gosh.
Jeff's hair is terrible.
Yes, it is.
And I feel like he's in the wrong club. Every time I see him, his fits are amazing, but he's dressed like he's going to a gay club, especially the black one, that black fit.
Yeah.
The sleeveless
The first scene, he actually looked like, okay, this was legit in the first scene. And then you saw like his sister. And I was like,
my God.
Can I talk about her sister real quick?
His sister? Yeah, please.
Jane is like a less talented version of Marissa Tomei.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. also with the Miami thing, were they going for a Scarface vibe? Hey man, stay away from my sister, man.
I think so, but it failed miserably because
I got more questions. I got more questions.
I do too.
Well, not even questions. These are just still observations.
Okay.
YK's dubbing is hilarious.
Yes, it is.
You don't disrespect me. I don't disrespect. Okay, we leave. I don't fear you. And you notice how they panned away when he said his dialogue because it clearly was not him saying it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the scene in the college, I have to point this out because we skipped over. The scene in the college was the worst audio mixing I've ever heard. Like you just heard the whole crowd talk and you're like trying to listen to them. And I'm like, okay, I can't hear nothing. Then it's like they cut the whole crowd out and then they just dubbed over everything they said.
You're going to love this, Greg. We're about 30 minutes into the movie at this point.
And I still don't know any of their names.
Well, I said YK.
Well, yeah, I mean, his name in the movie.
Yeah, that's not his name.
His name is Mark.
Yeah, it is. Well, there's a K in it. I don't give a shit. No, I said Jeff. I said Jeff and Yoshida.
Yeah, Jeff and Yoshida.
Let's see. The nightclub argument, the music argument in the club was hilarious. Why does everyone know martial arts? Even a promoter he beat the shit out of them.
So I had an observation about that.
Spit it.
The black guy in that cannot be a black guy.
No, hold on.
That had to be YK Kim in blackface. I am convinced.
Stop. The black guy came there to play drums. He's like, I'm not even in this fucking fight. But the dude, also, remember he's the guy that introduces them that night when they're performing? He's wearing the same suit.
Yes.
Because in that first sequence, right, when they're performing, he's on stage, he's wearing one like light suit, and then they show him off stage, shaking it up. He's wearing a different suit at the same performance. That same suit that he's wearing, that's the one he's wearing in the fight, which is arguably the next day.
Yes.
Continuity. Okay.
Long-term booking.
Everyone
Go
is
ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
We have to talk about YK Kim on the guitar.
we can talk about everyone in guitar because no one's playing an instrument except for the dude with the hair. He's playing
the Freddie Mercury lookalike.
Yes, he's fucking hauling oats, smalling oats. He's playing it at one point, and then it's just like you letting the keyboard get some, but the keyboard doesn't have a guitar or drums attached to it. So who the fuck is playing music?
Yeah, and YK Kim is just like
he's just going on.
He's like, just happy to be in the movie.
I mean. And he's 1,000, by the way. Because no one's going to convince me that any of these niggas is kids. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I refuse. Okay. Everyone is an orphan.
Yes.
Are you an orphan like me?
You have a father?
Fucking stop.
Jim.
Stop.
That was so problematic.
I have a line about that.
Please say it.
My father was a black American and my mother was Korean. I was like, no, the fuck she wasn't.
No, she wasn't.
Your nostrils say that you're full African, sir. There is nothing Asian about you.
That whole scene. Oh my gosh. I can go 20 minutes about that scene too.
It's bad. Now, this is a thing that I thought was really weird. Why is John like the ladies' man?
I thought so too, and I didn't want to make fun of him.
He's just tall.
The teeth, but
it means no one else is getting any action. They're just happy to be around each other. Hey,
yeah,
guys. And it's a lot of shirtless conversations.
Mm-hmm. I thought Jim was actually. I thought they were going to be very progressive with Jim.
Just make him gay.
Yeah,
Jim.
I was like, go for it.
He looked like Lamar. He was just an uglier version of Lamar from like Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
that's me, Lamar. That's the girl face's favorite line from that movie, by the way.
Oh wow, I have to rewatch that.
We might review that eventually.
That's a good one to review.
So here's another thing that was not even in the intro, right? Dragon Sound. Just one thing you guys got to know: they're all black belts in Taekwondo. That was the dude that got beat up. That was his note.
Oh my goodness!
If you're gonna get me my job back, I give you everything I got, Jeff, with his fucking wigs.
I have to say, After the Ninja was
you
the
mean,
song.
You mean Against the Ninja?
Yes.
Against the Ninja. Yeah, it's. I mean, now granted, musically speaking, it's everything you want.
Yeah.
The
opening song tells you the whole bad guy's backstory. They'll steal your cocaine along with your life.
Oh, you steal your cocaine along with your life. Okay, I got 3 more.
Okay.
Why did Jeff's wig come off when he died? You notice his wig was like...
Yes.
His shit was off center. I was like, look. It was like the wig from Aladdin. It's at one point in the movie, his wig blew off.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
It got blown up by her bad acting, by Naomi Scott's bad acting.
Whew.
I would not be speechless.
Oh gosh.
Now maybe this is just me. Was Yoshida and Jeff dating? I know that they said that they were brothers when he's like, your brother is dead. I was like, y'all needed to explain that earlier, because if they just said like you said, progressively, right? If it was, we're gangsters that are running drugs and we fuck, I would be fine with that.
Yeah, I would too.
But to wedge in that they're brothers, right? And this nigga knows nothing about Jeff's actual sister. Because remember, they said that. I didn't know you had a sister. It's a lot of Asian dudes saying, tell me more. Why is she with him? He bitch. Now, this is really funny. When Jim's long lost father is planning to come visit, why did they pick him up like he won a fucking Lombardi trophy?
Oh my gosh!
You remember they like hip hip hooray? They did that.
Yeah. Can I also be the first
Black
to say,
dads leave. Black dads leave.
My dad's back. We're gonna be cool.
That's the B side of Dragon Sound.
Oh my gosh! Can we talk about how weird every subplot in this movie was?
Yes, everyone is fucking weird.
Jim and his dad was like, what, the C or D plot?
Why did his dad look like some dude with like powder in his hair? When we finally get to him, I was like, you look younger than Jim.
He was like, son, I'm sorry. I was very bad to you, but your friends made me realize that there's still love here. I will help you out for the rest of your life.
When they freeze framed it, and not everyone is still there, by the way.
Yeah, Joey, whatever. Joey Mercury wasn't there. I'm going to call him Joey Mercury.
Daddy Mercury, because they beat the shit out and they kidnapped this nigga.
He did beat that.
Also, notice Chick's not even there anymore. I thought she's she's just there for the tambourine and the dick.
Yeah, and then she leaves, and then they like have that one scene where she was like, "I'm sorry, but I'm back now," and then Joe's like, "I'll be back." I'm like, "What is happening in this movie?"
I wish that is on the case for it. She's there for the tambourine and the dick.
Here she comes for the tambourine.
So, do you have any observations before we get into questions? Because I got questions.
Okay. So my first observation was the first 5 minutes of this movie is how every action film should be. Mm-hmm. You set it up where the stakes are high, then the bad guys come in, fuck shit up, and you're wondering where is the rest of the violence and gore like this in the whole movie? Because
until we get to the end.
Until you get to the end, yes. Because that one scene, like, there's so much I can say about that.
You're talking specifically about like the ninjas just coming there and just wrecking shit.
Yeah, and like the guy with the glasses, like I knew he was going to be a problem. Like he punched one of them. I was like, he's the only one that punched one. And then that one guy who came in with the little bar, the steel rod.
It was nothing.
Cut off. He was like, ah.
I mean, the one guy that got cut in the neck is like, ah.
Yes, and then the music is on point.
Yeah.
The music is 100% on point. I do not like Jane, the character, at all in this movie.
It's a lot of J's in terms of names in this movie. It's
yes, there is.
The writing is bad. You got John, Jeff, Jim, Jane, Giacomo. That's a G, and that's not in the movie. Go on.
And Jack.
Who was Jack?
Jack was the drummer.
That nigga didn't count. Because wasn't he supposed to be like Israeli or something? It's like, back in Israel.
He's Israeli, yeah.
It was just like none of you would be friends. Like, what is this?
Jim had zero emotion finding out about his dad. Jim had zero emotion when he finally saw his dad
because he's half African, Black American, and half Korean. Yeah. I fucking hate that nigga. I hated his Jerry curl. Well, in fairness, he nearly died, so he probably couldn't be like, "Hey, Dad," because he got the shit slashed out of him.
He did,
which is on the cover, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Because it's just him holding his stomach. I was like, "This is your contribution to this movie." Nearly died.
Oh my gosh! But none of the main characters, like no one in Dragon Cell, really died. Jim almost died, and I thought that was a mistake. I thought one of them should have died.
What's name almost died too? Hair,
yeah.
Daddy Mercury.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason that Jeff's bitch ass got killed.
Yes.
I like how I sound invested, Jeff's bitch ass.
Try to think. The Ishida gang does not make any sense to me, logically.
Like, do they have a big Japanese population? Because they're Japanese.
Yes, they are.
So here's another thing that's interesting. Is it a warfare, like a class fair between like Korean Taekwondo, what have you, and like Japanese? Because
that would have been a better movie.
But it's kind of subtly there though.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, YK, you might be a dick, actually. He's like, the Japanese ain't shit. It's like, what?
Yeah, you ninjas can't take on the Taekwondo.
The fight scene in the streets looked like they were in New Orleans, by the way.
It did. That was another observation I had.
Because I think it was called like Magnolia Street they were on, and it's clearly a set because it was empty.
Mm-hmm. And it was dark as hell. They knew what they were trying to do.
I mean, YK was getting it, though. I will give him that. The choreography in that sequence was good. A lot of slow-mo, though. A lot of slow-mo. Mm-hmm.
They had to because John can't fight. Jim, I don't believe, is the rumored actor that I looked up.
Because I had to look up the cast. Some MMA guy.
I was like, there's no way that's Jim. Like, hell no. But, yeah.
Your nose doesn't get smaller when you get younger.
Yeah. Nose Mercury wasn't...
He's there to play guitar. That's it.
Yeah, he had that one fight scene where he just run away and then Jeff saves him. Then I'm just like watching.
No, Jeff is the villain of it. Jim. Sorry.
There's too many J's.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Jordan to come out of nowhere.
John and YK are the two guys that can fight.
Yes.
Like, John is just too fucking tall, though. He looks like a pole.
He reminds me of Sean Bradley.
He does.
Like, he's just there because of his height.
Dong Bradley.
He ends up with the girl. And didn't they have like a group? So
back in Ireland,
will say
his fucking line.
Yeah. The other scene I did like, and I liked it because the absurdity of it.
We're getting into scenes later. We haven't gotten to scenes. Okay. We're still looking at observations.
Okay. Like, the ninja biker thing was weird, and then they had that biker club thing that they went to.
That's where titties come out, though. But
all the titties came out, and I'm just like, so titties this is where the budget went.
Titties by night. Because I'm a tough guy.
But I'm just looking at the rest of this movie, and I'm just like Uncle Song. Like, what was the point of Uncle Song?
I think that's probably YK's brother or some shit. He's like, I got to get my bro in here real quick. It's like me, it's here on nepotism and getting Rudy into the Robcast movie. It's like, yeah, you're playing me. No, Rudy's playing MCU. Greg. Rudy's playing Greg.
What is happening?
Rudy's in whiteface.
This is not right.
All right, let's move into questions real quick.
Okay.
What's your favorite song?
Against the Ninja.
That's Friends is a good one too. That's the first one they play.
Honestly, yeah. But I don't know if I would go to a club and listen to that.
Here's the question. Because we know every member of Jag and Sound's racial background, is this the first kind of like woke action movie? They attempted to have inclusion. It's not well done, but they attempted. And they told you that this is this dude's race.
Wouldn't Magnificent Seven be the first racially ambiguous?
Well, it's not. No, not racially ambiguous. That's not the word we want to use here. I'm saying like it's attempting to be woke. Like for an 80s movie, they're like, you're a black. Well, but then it got corny though. As a black American, it's like, shut up.
Then I'm looking at In the Heat of the Night, but that's not really an action film, is it?
Yeah, like this class of movie, this B chop suey bullshit, you wouldn't expect like them to say different races. It's just like, like anything that Jean-Claude Van Damme is in is kind of a fucking, he's somehow French.
Yeah. And
then we don't care. It's just like everyone else is black. It's like those are not black people. Those are Cubans.
Basically.
This is a question I had. Does everyone know martial arts in Orlando?
Yes. You have to. It's Orlando.
You're going to love this one. This is right up your alley.
Okay.
Is Against the Ninja a diss track?
Yes! Yes, it is! Yes! Thank you! Thank you! Yes!
Because you notice when it popped up, it was like right before like this bullshit was going to go down. I was like, are they dissing them?
It's definitely against the Japanese.
It was like, YK was like, I don't dishonor you, bitch ass nigga.
He's over here with the guitar like...
Fucking John and Suge Knight just towering over everyone.
We against the ninja. Yeah.
How do music contracts work? Because this is all over. These niggas kicked us out of our job. We would have dead. That was literally what happened in this movie.
We got this from our agent. You talk to him.
Dog, when fucking is that essentially what happened in Purple Rain? It's like, yeah, get the fuck out of here, kid. That was essentially what happened to him.
Oh my god! What year was Purple Rain made?
84.
Damn, we missed the boat, didn't we?
You know he worked that in there though. We can always get around to it. Yeah. Lastly, ninja bikers. You gotta pick one. You gotta pick one of these things. You can't be both.
I like both.
No, because they're not wearing gis on the bikes. They're ninjas by day, by night.
That was the best part for me.
I thought I was being trolled when I first heard that shit. I was like, let me rewind that. Look, here's the thing. This movie is a COVID movie for me. I've seen it twice in the last year. And when I watched it initially, I was like, I'm going to do this fucking review with Greg. Just wait. Just fucking wait. I saved this movie specifically for you because I thought you would enjoy it. I definitely
appreciate it. This movie was a treat.
Okay, let's talk about some of the trivia around this movie.
Oh boy.
So the movie opened with poor box office, scathing reviews, and had long been forgotten. In June of 2009, Zach Carlson, a programmer for Alamo Drafthouse Cinema in Austin, Texas, happened upon a seller on eBay that was selling a 35mm print of the movie. Carlson never heard of the film, but bought it for $35. In April 2010, Carlson screened the movie at the Alamo Drafthouse, and it became wildly popular by cult fans. More screenings took place and up to packed theaters. Drafthouse phoned YK about distributing the film. But the film's failure was a painful experience for Kim, and he originally thought that the call was a cruel prank. Eventually, Kim relented and saw the film had become popular 25 years after its initial failure. That's very similar to what happened to
Tell me what's up. Yeah.
The two police who arrived at the scene in the bar were real police officers. They were apparently so nervous that one of them points his pistol straight at his fellow officer's torso. Oh, shit.
Hey, yo, what?
He almost blicked him off.
He almost...
One of the fight scenes was interrupted by the police because they thought it was real.
Not surprised. What scene was it?
I think it was the one that was probably in the closed set. That's probably why they had the closed set.
Okay, yeah, with the street.
Yeah, Magnolia Street. YK was so popular in Orlando, Florida, that the government and law enforcement allowed him to film anywhere without permits.
Huh.
So he just said, yo, we blocking this off. We need 20 minutes to film 3 minutes of fighting.
With the blickies.
With the blickies. It opened in 8 theaters in Orlando. YK spent millions of his own money to produce, promote, and distribute the film himself. Woo Sang Park met YK on a Korean talk show. Park is so impressed by Kim that he asked him to make the film with him. So that's the other, I think that's the director. Or the co-writer, at least. Most of the cast were students of YK, who owned a chain of Taekwondo studios.
That's why John was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
And also, it's a commercial for Taekwondo.
Yes, it is.
The entire movie is just a commercial for this martial arts is better than ninja swords.
Yes.
All of the bikers were real bikers, and they were paid in what, Greg? What would they get paid with?
Pussy.
Beer.
That's depressing.
Drinking by day, murder. Well, how many scenes are they in, though? They're probably in 2 scenes.
Yeah.
They just reshot the scene.
Yeah, and then you had the titty scene. Yeah.
You get titties and beer.
Titties and beer.
Titties and beer.
Titties and beer. Titties and beer.
Leather by night. Because I'm a Jeff guy. When Jeff had his camo on, it was atrocious.
Yes, it was. You know what I like? Yeah. The one scene when they were in the car before the fight, and that one guy just poured beer on them.
No.
Daddy Mercury just went in and leaned in so he could get the beer on him.
Okay, hold on. There's a few MVPs in this movie we're going to talk about. Don't let me forget these MVPs.
Okay.
According to YK, there was no injuries during the production.
Debatable.
Maury Smith, who played Jim, never acted again. He went on to a successful sales career working in business equipment, radio advertising, and merchant services, and is the VP of a live-streamed online broadcasting platform.
Good shit for him.
Black American Tech or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
The angry bearded band leader who gets in a fight is a real-life federal prosecutor. Angelo Dottoni and Kathy Collier were dating at the time. To avoid any discomfort during the kissing scenes between Collier and Vincent Hirsch, Gennady was told to go buy beer for the crew. Gennady is Freddie Mercury. So he was dating the chick, and she had to with tall ass fuckface.
Why didn't they just make him John?
Well, John has to be the martial artist, though.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Miami Connection was almost lost when Hurricane Charlie destroyed the film's original negative in 2004. Drafthouse Films were able to reconstruct the film using the best source materials, which were of inconsistent quality, and they were certain sections of the film show more signs of wear and tear than others.
That's why the UCF film is virtually unfilmable.
Yeah.
Unwatchable, I mean, not unfilmable.
The film won the best of worst on the flop internet best of the worst in 3 of the major 4 categories.
What are the 4?
They don't say.
Oh, damn.
You know, clearly it's like filmmaking.
Yeah.
The man who plays Jane's professor is a real life computer science professor at UCF.
John Lesson?
Sure.
Leeson?
Yeah. There was another film showing men in the class, but it was deleted. It was a longer film. So Kim was disappointed in the original cut of the film. He wanted to reshoot some scenes, but Woo Sang Park had already returned to South Korea. So Kim read a book on film directing, and he listed co-star Joseph Diamand to write new scenes, even though he had no writing experience.
Meanwhile, in San Francisco.
Oh, my God. And let's see, the first fight scene with Dragon Sound and their rivals takes place on Church Street, a station in Orlando, Florida. Church Street Station was at the time a tourist entertainment complex, and was eventually bought by Lou Pearlman as a studio and support facility for up and coming boys and pop singers in the early 2000s. You remember Lou Pearlman, right?
Yes, I do.
He's the guy for all of the boy bands. So
this is insane.
The fat guy, yeah. Let's see.
This is insane.
So, all right, here's a spoiler.
Okay.
And I think there's two of them. In the original version, Jim dies at the end of the movie, which is kind of the thing you were saying, like somebody got to die. He died on the way to the hospital, so he didn't even get there. However, when the film was screened in Cannes it was screened in Cannes.
How was that? How?
They can submit anything. And it's an independent film, I think.
I'm making a movie.
Well, not now. It's not the 80s. In 1987, Kim was told that all the potential distributors that the ending was a downer. They didn't like the ending. Director Woo Sang Park, so he directed it, had already returned to Korea, so Kim himself reshot the ending. That's why it doesn't work as well. The final fight between Mark and Yoshida was added as well. So See Yi Jo was unavailable, so Yoshida was played by a different person in that sequence.
That you know what?
It's a different guy, yeah,
because it was a white guy in a white ninja suit.
It's not great.
It's not great at all. I was watching that and I made that point. I was like, that's not the same guy. Like, well, like, thank goodness they put the gi on his face, but it's like, yeah,
the mask helps.
The mask, yeah.
All right. So let's see. We can talk about MVPs real quick, and then what works and what doesn't work. Okay. I think there are two MVPs in this movie. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, not even MVPs. They are unsung. They are, like they would be your NFL Man of the Year kind of thing. Okay. One is that guy that I think when they're pouring a beer on the dude's head, one guy was like, yeah, you doing all that shit, that kicking and shit. In the background, he's talking about John's bitch ass. He's like, yeah, motherfucker. I was like, he's not acting. I was like, he's just riffing. Because he sounds like he's talking jive. This is, I think, when they're in the parking lot and shit. I was like, yeah, that kicking shit. And the other guy is the fat biker.
I know who you're talking about.
He's the other guy with the fat biker. He's the skinny dude with the bandana on. Those two are Bulk and Skull.
Okay. That's a good reference.
The fat guy is great because remember he's like pop blocking at one point. But then he said something that was a little racist. I was like, all right, I'll take it. That was really funny. Who do you have as far as Dragon Sound or anybody within that kind of group that is your most valuable player or your?
So I think the group doesn't work without Nose Mercury.
I mean, he's the actual musician.
He's the bridge to everything.
His nose is the bridge, yes.
Yes. And Nose Mercury kind of was like the only one that kind of wanted to like talk to women other than John.
I mean, he got drugged through the sand by somebody and they had a weird cut on that scene.
Yeah, it did. I guess they were like, okay, this is kind of a little too much, even though they stared at butts a little too hard. And I was like, there's no butts to see here, but that was just me being mean.
Can we talk about how shitty John was too with the letter scene, by the way?
Yes.
He's a bitch ass.
Yeah, he was. He's like, come on, guys, it's just the letters. And then they were all checking up on him and not Jim.
It was so weird. Are you okay?
Yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, like, Jim is the one whose letter got stolen.
By this bitch ass gargantuan.
Yeah.
Like this.
Side note, I don't like the fact that Jim like came out of the back, like out of the room with his pants wide open the way they were.
Look, it was a lot of stuff going on in that sequence. I think it was late. I think people had already made choices. Yeah. And because nobody's wearing a shirt except for Mark.
No, it was a lot of choices made. That's for sure.
And here's the other reason why Jem is a black guy. His chest hair was so nappy. That's like, you know.
Oh man. And I'm thinking, who's my other MVP? I guess my other MVP in this movie will probably be Jeff.
Jeff is great. The movie takes a shift when Jeff dies.
Yeah.
He's such a bitch ass.
Dive.
Took a wig dive. My guy is Yoshida though.
Yeah, I like Yoshida. I just didn't like the ending where he became a white guy.
Yeah, Yoshida's a white guy. He was Storm Shadow until he became the White Shadow. It was not great. That was good. That was off the cuff, wasn't it?
That was a good one.
Okay. So I'm going to say what works and what doesn't work.
Okay.
Feel free to chime in. I'm going to start off with what works. The thin story elements, I think, work. And it serves this movie really well. I think one of the things you touched on was there's like D plots in there. It's so many different subplots, but ultimately it makes up for the fact this movie is not even 85 minutes long.
It's like 80.
It's like 82, I think.
82 minutes, yeah.
And then 5 of that is credits. So it's really a 77-minute movie. So if you know that that's your runtime, you really don't have a story, stick with the story being thin.
Yep.
The slow motion fight scenes, they work for the most part. Noteworthy was the one in the streets where the police probably broke that shit up.
Yeah. And you can see about a color grading too.
Yeah. Most of the fight scenes, I think they work. It's not one that's just like kind of trash, but I think they got exposed in that one that I like the most to what you were saying. Some of you niggas can't fight black belts in Dragon Sound.
Yeah.
You got a black belt and running?
Those Mercury.
And Jim's bitch heads. I'm gonna throw a punch. Here's my pomade. It's like he shook Jerry curl juice in this nigga's face. And ran. Lastly, what works? The fat gang member is great. He's 10 on 10.
Yes, he is. He's one of my favorites.
Did you have anything that you think works that goes in there?
We forgot the music. The music definitely
the music absolutely works.
Yeah, the music was great.
The playing of the music is not.
No, the playing of the music is something that does not work. But I let it go because
like his guitar is up here. He's like,
yeah. I'll say YK really wanted to play the guitar. So YK was like, we're going to add the band into this. So I let it go.
And the thing is, he's actually the bassist.
You know that shit's trash.
Kyle O'Reilly's air guitar is the better. It's better than all the bullshit I saw in that movie.
Tanahashi's air guitar.
Well, his is just strong.
Yeah.
Anything else that works for you?
I think you covered virtually all of it for the most part.
So
in the first scene.
Yeah, what doesn't work? Most of the acting.
All of the acting.
Nah, I think Yoshida is fine. Yoshida and like Jeff and them, they're fine.
They're okay.
Jeff is wooden. Jeff has wooden dialogue, but I feel like Jeff had other issues going on in real life because of his aesthetic. The love story between Jane and John doesn't work. Fuck that.
Jane doesn't work, period, for me at all.
No, because they wedged it in there. You got to have Jeff already has his eyes on these niggas anyway. So why do you need an additional accelerant? I would have kicked that guy's ass.
I feel like Jane would have been great if it was a better actress.
I think the Jane character goes because she's not around enough.
Yeah, I agree.
Like who's really Jane? Dragon Sound. Is it Dragon Sound featuring Jane? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. But without Jane, we don't get Against the Ninja.
This is true. I mean, she brings the little bit that she brings it up like 5 points with Against the Ninja. Woo!
Yep.
Yeah, motherfucker. It's like, whoa, it's a remix. Jeff's bad guy attire is horrendous.
It is.
Yeah, this is the line that the dude said, man, you think you so bad kicking that shit. That's what dude said when Jeff was wearing a camouflage.
I remember you talking about when
it was so fucking funny. I rewinded it 3 times. I was like, hold on. I thought somebody was behind me at work. I was like, is there a black guy in here talking shit?
Oh my gosh. And he actually did the kick.
Yes. It was so fucking funny.
Oh my gosh. I know what you're talking about.
Jim's father is a black American and mother. Shut up, nigga. It's literally what I wrote.
UCF does not work for me. If this is a movie about Miami connection, it cannot be Orlando.
No, you can't.
This movie is primarily in Orlando. Now, it's not in Miami.
It's never in Miami. The only thing that I can say about it, if they made the point, and they tried to, but you can't say somewhere in Miami, they needed to fight in Miami. It needed to be, they got kidnapped and they brought fucking Mercury to Miami, to the hideout, and they fought there. That would work. They fought in a park to end this movie, and I was waiting for the alligator to kill someone.
The Rumble in Orlando probably would have been a better title.
True. Yeah, the magic in Orlando. No. Everyone is
Disney
old.
was Sue.
Everyone is old.
Is very old, yes.
Jim's dad doesn't work. And lastly, Miami Ninjas. That's not a thing. Sorry. It's not a fucking thing. Fuck that. I refuse, nigga. I can't.
There's probably some Miami Ninjas.
No. I refuse.
Like some street ninjas.
So all right, so this movie.
Oh, I got one more.
Yeah, please.
The Orphans does not work.
No, that doesn't work.
Like, it didn't even make sense when they did that.
Now, I got a question for you.
Okay.
When this movie came out in 1987, right? Mm-hmm. How old was Y.K. Kim?
Whew. He's definitely past his 20s.
There's no number out there.
34.
He was 41.
God damn.
Against the elderly. He didn't have the plasticity in his legs to dance.
I was being nice with the 30s. Good Lord.
It's not great. It's not.
It's not.
So yeah, that you have that. I think they could have did a few things. I think they had him doing too many things, right? Mm-hmm. So Y.K. Kim, as I look at it, right, he directed that last segment. And that's kind of on him. So I don't say he was credited as a director. And I think he contributed more to the story than they have him listed as. Like, he's listed as director, co-director, co-writer, producer, star. He obviously choreographed most of the movie. So you did a lot, my guy. Mm-hmm. You did a lot. Yeah. And I think lastly, it's just... The one fix would be have him do less. Like, maybe you don't do the story. You're the funder too. That's the other thing about it. So you can't really say no to him. But it's like, maybe there's a different way to do this to still achieve the same thing, because he's in casting as well, because they're his students. Mm-hmm. This is his movie. He might have had more say in this movie than Tommy Wiseau did.
I would agree with that, because because of the students.
Tommy Wiseau did do some casting too, though. He did bring in
Greg.
Yeah, Greg. He brought in you. It was like,
no.
So I mean, I think if you took maybe one of those things from him, let's say you're still gonna have him funded, you still got to give him a producer credit. If you take the casting element from him, you have better actors.
I would agree, because I feel like Marissa Tomei would have been a great Jane.
Marissa Tomei in 87, what was she doing? I'm going to take a look. Because I feel like you might be right on that, but also she might have been on a different world. It's like, I'm not going to Florida. Fuck this. That's literally what she said. Like, I ain't doing that. Why would I do that?
It's a different world.
That's not the lyrics at all. So in 86, well, they were filming in 87. Yeah, she was on a different world in 87.
She could have did it.
Yeah.
She was getting fired anyway.
Wow. And she was on As the World Turns. She was on soap opera. She would have been
perfect. She would have been perfect for this.
But I mean, was she as horrendous as... I mean, do you replace YK as the...
No, you keep YK.
Does he talk less?
You know what?
That's where the bad acting sticks out mostly.
The one change I would make.
What is it? What's your one fix?
I will have a different writer, and I'm looking up to see if he actually was active around this time.
Oh my God! But you still it still has to be what it is, though.
Oh yeah,
it's still a B movie.
I'm not changing that. Well, would it change that?
I mean, you don't want to go too far away. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say I would love to see Tarantino write this.
Jesus
Christ.
Just
to see how horrible it gets with the N-word and everything.
But there's only one black guy in the whole... Well, two. Dreads and Jim.
That's what makes it even better.
You got to cast more. Sam Jackson's in it for some reason suddenly.
Sam Jackson as Jim. Oh my God.
Well, he'd had to be the father because he's as old as YK. Sam Jackson and YK are the same age, essentially.
You have a point. Damn it.
But I mean,
wonder how old the dad was. Did they say?
That
were you able to
nigga
pick
didn't count. He was me. He was just me with a little shit right here, little shit right there.
Oh my gosh.
I want to leave on this. What is your favorite scene in the movie, like in terms of like full scene? Like which one sticks out for you?
Ooh, one. Can I name three?
No, you can't name three. You gotta name one. I might have one of the same ones. So
okay. So I'm gonna say the first scene was my favorite scene.
That's a good scene.
Sweeto.
How are you, Jeff? How are you?
Ready for a good time?
Sure.
Let's go.
That's some good news for you. I scored a new shipment of Coke. It's the best.
Have you got a taste?
I think you'll like it. And move a lot of Coke in Orlando.
Because that was the scene that introduced the ninjas and everything about that just worked. The choreography was funny. Mm-hmm. Like the way some of them died was just top notch. Like the one guy who was spraying his little Uzi, and the next thing you know, he was trying to reload it, and the guy with the arrow was just standing here waiting for him. He's like, no!
No, keep going. What's your other two? What's your other two? That's gonna be better than anything I got.
Okay, so Jim is my second favorite. When Jim found out about his dad, because I'm like, okay,
my God,
this is your real father?
Yes, it is.
Are you sure? I didn't know you had a father. I thought we are all orphans.
What are you doing in that bathroom for you to have your pants that wide open, for you to go in another room with a bunch of men to get a letter?
No, and it was just one man. It was just John in there.
I know.
And then the rest came out of the back. So that means Jim was back there shirtless, pantsless with the other gang that eventually came out there to see, hey, guy, where you at?
Like the eroticism of that scene went full Top Gun for me.
Just hanging with the boys?
Yes, it just went full Top Gun.
Or bottom gun.
So my third favorite scene is a tie.
You can't go four now. You're cheating now.
Ah, damn. Because I was going to say Uncle Song's fight, but
no, Uncle Song's fight's good. His fight's good.
I won't use against the ninja because I feel like that would be cheating. So I'll say Uncle Song's fight's number 3 because it had the guy who looked like the dude from Joanna Man, Miguel Munez.
Stop! Yes, with the little ass shorts on.
Yes,
I was like, get this. Ew.
He's just like,
why is Danny Manning here? Get this guy out of here.
And then they come so late, and Uncle Song is just like, whatever. I had my Mickey Mouse apron on. Welcome to Disney World. Did they get sued for that?
No,
I feel like there's terms of sue.
No, Disney was in a really bad spot in the late 80s.
Okay,
they couldn't sue shit. They were going to go bankrupt.
Okay, yeah, because I feel like they would definitely sue now.
They'd be super litigious, but also it's like this is in Orlando. Like this is common. Is this within the film? But yeah, those are great. I feel like YK was returning the favor with the uncle on there because he was kicking these motherfuckers' asses.
Yes, he was. And I like Miguel Munez in that scene. Also, I also had to point out Jim had the freshest fit in that scene.
Oh yeah.
With the suit.
I mean, his suit was fire.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, then it got cut open, and I was like, oh no. He was like, oh no, Jim.
And then, wait, wasn't that right after that scene? The scene where Mark had they did like a little number, another musical number, and Jim and Mark had his leg up and was pretending he was going to kick him.
It was sus.
And Jim was like there, and then he put both of his toes in his nostrils.
Ridiculous.
He was just jumping.
I was like, look, that's some ridiculous bullshit. You put your fucking toes in my nose, I'm gonna fight you.
I know what Taekwondo is all about. It's a way of life. It makes dragon sound stick together to be strong and gentle. Taekwondo is the best.
Oh God, that should have been the song. Toes in my nose, yeah.
Toes in my nose, fighting the ninja. Fucking movie. All right, we know it's bad. What is your number? What number you getting on a scale of 5? What are you giving it? How many? Hold on, let me see. How many? Disrespectful. Nah, that's not even. That's what the dubbing sounded like. I'm not even being shitty.
I know. That's the sad part. It's not like we're saying this out of racial ambiguity. It's the fact that
racial
this is how bad the dub was.
no. Okay, here it is. How many Black Dad letters do you give this movie?
That's a good one. I like that one. So, because I had to put this on a different scale, because I can't put The Room on the same scale.
Scale is the scale, though. That's why we're using that as the number.
Okay.
So what? How many Black Dad orphan letters are you giving this?
I give it 2.5
out of 5. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm giving it about, because I've watched it twice now, I'm giving it about 2.5 as well. 2.5 is about right. It's a middling movie.
Yeah.
It's fun, and it's funner when you're watching it for a review.
Yes. And it'll be even funner if I was drunk.
It would be funner on the big screen.
Oh my gosh.
I might be working on a screening.
Okay, yes.
So,
my gosh.
Tell folks where to check you out, Greg. We're wrapping up here, man.
Okay, you can find me at unofficially _black _ Oh shit!
Wow.
You can find me on Instagram at unofficially _black _MTR.
So Rob Lee, you can find me at Lord Lee on the tweets, and Lord Lee MTR on the tweets and the gram. I haven't done it in a while, and let's watch it again. This is the movie account. You will probably see this one up there very soon. And like, share, subscribe, and keep watching those movies and slide into the DMs. Let us know a movie you think we should review. Yeah.
Yes.
Specifically me and Greg.
Orlando. Yes. Yeah. Coming to Orlando, but really Miami theater near you.
Miami Connection is just NXT. So NXT 2.0. All right. So for Greg, I'm Rob Lee saying keep watching those movies.
Friends through eternity, loyalty, honesty will stick together through thick or thin. Friends forever will be.
My father! I found my father! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!